In this lesson, we are going to use the factor theorem to be able to find all the factors of a polynomial of degree 3 or higher. Given a factor of x minus 1, when the coefficient of x is 1, we're going to take the opposite of the constant term. So when a equals 1, we're going to take the opposite of the constant term. Here I'm going to use a positive 1 in synthetic division. That's the objective. I will now align the coefficients and the constant as they appear in decreasing order of its exponent. If I'm missing an exponent, such as an x squared, I will put a placeholder in its place. I will use a 0. But in this case, we have 3, 2, 1, and the constant. So we're just going to align them by the coefficients of 1, 1, negative 5, and positive 3. In synthetic division, as we've learned previously, we're going to add down and multiply 1 times 1, add down, multiply, add down, and multiply. We see that we get a remainder of 0, which should happen since we know that 1 is a 0 of the polynomial. Now we're going to write the remaining quotient, which is called the depressed polynomial, by taking 1 degree less than the degree in the original polynomial, which is 3. So we're going to write this as 1x squared plus 2x minus 3. Our objective now is to factor the quadratic polynomial using AC method. So we're going to multiply a times c, which is negative 3, and finding factors of negative 3 that add to the middle term, which is 2. So we want factors of 3 that add to 2. Factors of negative 3, rather. So I'm going to use 1 and 3. If I place a positive 1 and a negative 3, we see that does not add to a positive 2. So I'm going to, in turn, erase that, and this is where trial and error occurs, and now I'm going to place a negative 1 and a positive 3, and now we get it to meet my objective of adding to 2 and multiplying to a negative 3. Now what I'd like to do is take the new terms that I just came up with for the middle term 2x and rewrite it. So I have 1x squared minus 1x plus 3x minus 3. Using factor by grouping, I will be now able to factor out the GCF from each respective grouping. GCF here is an x, and I'm left with x minus 1. What times x is x squared? What times x is negative 1x, is what you ask yourself. Now I'll take out the GCF between the 3's, which is a 3, and what's left? 3 times what is 3x, and 3 times what is negative 3. Since they share a common factor, I will factor out that GCF, or common binomial, one more time, and the leftover factors, or terms that become factors, are x plus 3. So together with x minus 1, x plus 3, and the original factor, all of these 3 factors are the factors of the original polynomial given. As a check, we can use our graphing calculator by typing in the y1 using the factors, type in the y2 using the original polynomial. So you'd type these in, and we would type these in, and if you get the same graph, then you know that you've successfully factored using the factor theorem.